The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Let's let him change his entire testimony and make up a bunch of probable lies. That's how I like to run it. Your testimony, please, Detective Cocoon. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it.
Alright, fair enough. Make up something else, because making something up on the fly is a lot more likely to have something inconsistent in it. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? You're an international detective. He doesn't have to have been to this country before if you've been there.
A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latouche had not been to our country before?
According to our records, yes, not even once.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
Great, now I need to find a motive. Ugh. Proof of innocence. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? Maybe you liked his gun? Or didn't like him? Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latouche was... Oh, right, sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? Psh. I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted.
I'm not guilty!
That's cold, dog. That's real cold, dog. Straight up. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. But that's the same for Machi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Ugh. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? I guess? Daryan, you're a detective with international affairs. Also, she has amnesia, so we don't know if she's been to the country before. But other people might. You're a detective with international affairs? Yeah, what of it? Even if this was Mr. Latouche's first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh? Or don't you take any international trips in international affairs?
That's right. Well, Detective Cocoon.
That's your game, is it? Guess I'd better confess then.
Confess?
Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas. What? But you're an international... See, me and Plane's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other very much. I can only ride on blimps. My condolences, Hairforehead, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country, I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair! Oh, great. That's the angle I wanted to push. Could I possibly know her manager? Interesting. So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? Ha! I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now, the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So, you see, if I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? You sure about that? What? What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you. Listen, you try throwing out one of your wild accusations, I'll throw it back at you so hard you forget who you're accusing of what. Hairforehead, perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, yeah? Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So he's using this motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too. Evidence. So do we have something that proves that they've spoken to each other? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Let's see, what do we have? Let's look at the newspaper. Article about the case. Not super helpful. Newspaper article. Incuratus syndrome, first case in country. Igniter doesn't really help. Replica of a cocoon. I don't think it's time for that yet. We need something that would somehow prove that they've had a conversation of some kind. The key ring is interesting. He was holding the key ring. That seems important, actually. I don't know if we can prove anything with it. Why would I even want to kill that manager? I don't need to prove that he talked to him. Just something else about his motive, then. Is this just when I bring out the cocoon? The replica of the cocoon for something? I'm gonna present the cocoon right here. If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? You don't have to know him. You want the thing that he's got. Your Honor, take a look at this.
What's that? Looks like candy. Let me just...
It's not. Don't lick it, please. Put that, Judge, spit it. No, give it. Give me that. Can we, Detective Crescend, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings.
A cocoon? Never seen one that color.
It's a variety only found in the Republic of Borginia. Nowhere else.
Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Is it going to hatch into a beautiful butterfly of justice? And then it'll show us some evidence that I care about? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it?
It does. Wait. I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man.
A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? Could I rub it on places that like to be rubbed? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of?
Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative.
A curative? For what?
Apparently, it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Borginia.
Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact.
What?
There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite a commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware.
Intriguing.
All this had led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol?
Right. The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescend, you insist on referring to him as a manager, but that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was gonna sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. Totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why?
Perhaps it's time for another testimony. I'd like another. I'm feeling a little bored from this one. About this smuggling of cocoons business. That sounds like quite the innuendo. Oh, I've been accused of smuggling a cocoon or two in my day.
Cocoon smugglers. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. But you're not after money. There's something worth risking more than money, and that's somebody you care about being sick, isn't it?
Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover.
You kids think up the craziest things, but no way am I going to risk my life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money.
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted.
According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky.
Very well. You may begin the cross-examination.
This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what. Let's press all of his cocoons and see what squirts out. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Can I read it? That memo! That's how you knew about the cocoons! Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. Yeah, I knew it wasn't candy. Oh, you got me. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this.
Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I'd never heard of them. What is a cocoon? I never even saw the movie Cocoon. Was it good? Should I rent it?
Well, Lemuel knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they are illegal to export. That's all.
Then I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all. Oh, good. Yes, I knew that.
You could say people like me who know about them are a minority. Yeah, a very exclusive club. But that includes everyone in international affairs, man. And everyone at Interpol, too, for that matter. Yeah. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Latouche? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Not like when I used to sell crap all the time. Made quite the fortune. Bought myself a beautiful shark jacket with all the money I made on the black market. You think you can just buy a teeth jacket down at Sears? No, black market. Cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into a Swiss cheese before you could say, please don't turn my forehead into Swiss cheese. Objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair, too. We'll just hold him down. Let's make him look like less of a terrible person. Apollo, you look bad. You look like a bad person. We'll fix you, don't worry. Who's on trial here again? Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Sorry, I don't know about the black market. Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Which is why you'd know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off on international affairs. Nobody talks about international affairs. They're the best. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What you think we are, Boy Scouts? That wasn't what I was trying to, down, Daryan. It's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International affairs, Interpol, and Borginian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that diva says. What? I'm not a dog.
Why, yada.
Wanna what? You want some of this? My head's a Scud missile. Haha, cheers, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Screw cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. International Affairs, got a memo. Alright, let's look around our evidence. I think it's going to be the newspaper that we have that says the Chief Justice's son has incuritis. So we don't care about it being lucrative. Let's try the newspaper because the thing that it's a cure for is important outside of it being profitable. Yeah. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a corp, I could kiss my keys to goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this?
That article, that's about the Chief Justice's.
A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis.
Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. Did I spend a lot of time visiting someone who had incuritis? There's no way of knowing.
You went to visit the victim of the disease this morning! Just this morning! We talked about it for a very long time!
Aha! Oh! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. I just read about it in his newspaper that, for some reason, is on my desk now. How did that get there? Where am I? Who are you? Begone, ghosts! Leave me! You aren't saying...
Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice.
You are saying? You're saying that the Chief Justice did a bad? The Chief Justice would never do a bad.
Not even to save his own son's life?
But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal.
That's Detective Krishin's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Oh, we are about to attack the Chief Justice of the court system that we are part of. Oh, we better be right about this.
Detective Krishin, is this true?
First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? You gonna say I jaywalked across the street, punched an old lady?
Distasteful as it is to think about. If the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller.
Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice? Where's your proof?
Well...
Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Paul isn't the only ones out there watching this. Borginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about Cocoons getting out.
So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination.
Borginian Customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked. Wow, Cocoon? Okay. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. Hey man, if there's a way to get Cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. Alright, let's press these three things. Those are all new. Just how strict is this customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows.
Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them.
That's right, Gavin was in Borginia, wasn't he? I remember setting off the metal detector several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. All of my clothes have so much gold and iron and little metal bits. It's very cool, yeah. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fop. Maybe don't wear the iron underpants. The name of his third album, Iron Underpants. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. That's pretty extreme! Borginian has this rep as an idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Borginia is a peaceful, pleasant country. So this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. You can't kill someone with this cocoon. If you try it, we'll kill you! That's the situation. Hey man, if there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. Could it be in your oddly prehensile hair? You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich.
I would be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course, not because I would like to get rich. And finally, get to stop hearing every single case. They don't pay me for these.
I weep for our judicial system. The replica has to be the key to his motive. Alright. So one of these new statements has some evidence that I can throw at him. Let's see what we've got. Borginian Customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked. Is there something about Lamoire that you could use to sneak that out? The guitar. A gift from Lamoire sent from Borginia. It was sent from Borginia. Did it get mailed? Because it didn't go on a plane. Is that why he lit the guitar on fire? To remove the evidence of how it got there? Let's throw it. Actually, there is one way. I just thought of it. Well, one way to get something out of the country. No checks.
What is it? Tell me what it is. Not because I want to get rich right now. Not because I'm thinking of how to do it.
You become a prosecutor.
A prosecutor? Ah! I don't believe it.
Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? Evidence transfer. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamoire. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Borginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamoire's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Because they thought it was evidence, they couldn't tamper with it. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched, unsearched, unexamined? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. You're a drug mule!
What?
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done in it recently, right?
Work?
Good memory here, forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yeah, this in fact.
An igniter?
Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean...
He means this, of course. There was a way to get a Cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. Oh. And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band? Yorko! Boing, 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 boing.
Order! 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 So the igniter
was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution.
A precaution?
Ah, hair forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamoir's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar.
I see.
But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler.
What's that?
Mr. Latouche. Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch now. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latouche died. Was Lamoir there to witness it? There's your case.